Good morning. It's Harvey Jackson from Producer Profit. Just going to go through a few of the news items I see today. And one of the things I want to maybe highlight is these trade talks need to be deals here soon. He's got a lot of countries to get through to make a deal. I didn't put this in an article, but the failing of the ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine didn't even hold up for the day. So obviously there's problems with that, of course, as well. So Japan, prior to the weekend, sounded like they were going to have a deal, but you can see trade talks, and that's as far as it's got. You can see the same thing here. The U.S. Iran talks. There's no deal as of right now. China sanctions U.S. Congress members, and that's retaliation over some of the uh, sanctions on U.S. as well. So it goes or on Chinese people in as well. So anyway, tit for tat is going on here. China warns countries against striking U.S. deal with U.S. At its expense, and China's basically using some of its power too to kind of put the same leverage on that the U.S. is trying as well. Um, so China's trying to work its way into some of those areas in the U.S. or into some of those Asia areas that Trump has put like very high tariffs on. Uh, I just grabbed this one from this map and just looking at the probability of the last spring frost occurring after today. You can see that there is areas that won't get any frost, but the key is probably this one right here if we're looking at spring wheat or Kansas wheat, and Kansas wheat will affect the spring wheat for sure. This is just overall moisture that we've seen, and this concentration of moisture right in this area has actually led to some flooding in this area as well. So you're seeing um, some some problems, and I think it could delay some of the planting along with those spring frosts. Palm oil, it keeps on falling down a little wee bit here. I didn't even put in a map or a picture, but it's pulled back a fair bit from where it's highs. But I would expect it's going to find some demand by doing so. Mitch Miller wrote an article here, and there's a couple of places that I highlighted. Just the overall amount of exports is actually picking up quite substantially on the CGC, and where it's going. And he kind of mentioned in an article earlier with China still being the number one buyer in February, but the actual exports, I think it reached like 300 and some thousand just this last week of exports. Or yeah. So let's just have a quick look at the market here. Canola is just slightly down, but European rapeseed out is down more. Um, Soybean oil is actually trading a little wee bit up, and crude palm oil is down $1.50, and soybeans are trading a little bit higher, and the wheats are just trading a little bit higher as well. Canadian dollar is lower, and the cattle on feed actually did not have enough bearish news to stop this market from going back up. So if we looked at the actual numbers just on the COPA, and I should start putting together some weekly CGC data as well, but just having a look at improvement of crush this last week, we're at 8.2, and yeah, hopefully we can hold at these better levels so that we can continue to keep this price elevated here. Canadian canola still rallying, even though we're getting a little bit of a pullback here. Still expect a little bit more length. You can see that here on the November futures as well. So, but the November futures basically have to go up another, let's call it $20 before you start to get into these sell levels. Rapeseed though is broken through, but it's pulled back here. So if we look at the differential, we're $174 differential between European canola and rapeseed on the front months. Just remember, we've only got like another week before the European rapeseed and the front month of canola is going to go off, and then you're going to be pricing a August contract, which is new crop on the rapeseed crop. So it's not, I probably can't make that comparison going forward into the past the month of April, but we'll see. Soybean oil trying to get back to some of these previous highs here. Looks like it's going to try to. It's definitely trying. It's doing a lot of work for the canola, that's for sure. Soybean futures continue to rally. Looks like it's going to try to approach these previous highs that they made as well. But we'll just hope that that continues here. Even though we got a pullback here, this still looks like this is the trend is still up. If we're still holding on to there, I would probably look for exit at those kind of futures if anybody's still got the canola oil futures, not diesel fuel futures. Diesel fuel and canola are not going to trade. This is trading economic. Diesel fuel is just trading the usage, I would say, more than it is. This is world. Diesel fuel is kind of follows it, but I'm going to say it might be a little bit more domestic. Canadian dollar. I'm looking at this value here to see if it's going to break through. Then we're probably getting back to the 75. And I think some of this could be just election as well, knowing that there is going to be a different leader no matter what happens. And Canadian economy is expected to improve with a change in leader because there's lots of change in policies already. Here's your spring wheat. It looks supported, even though it's barely doing anything. Same thing with the new crop, still looking at $7 futures first kind of contracts. But when you look at the Kansas, it's basically doing nothing. And here's your Chicago. Chicago's actually doing more work than Kansas for sure. But when you look at the MATIF, it's breaking lower than the previous lows that we've had. Corn futures trying to flag its way out of here. Looks like it's going to try to approach that $5 mark. Here's your feeder cattle, not phased at all by that cattle on feed report. And I think the only thing that's maybe bullish is that, or bearish is the placements, and yet it was fully priced in, I think, obviously, when you look at that. And that's all I have for you today.